A race against the ticking clock to finding an internship or returning home to becoming a scholarship reviewer. Priyal has lived through the challenges with grace. Hey everyone, my name is Priya, and in today's episode of Inspiring Journey, we have Priyal Padheriya, a former student of Nirma University who brought her dream to study abroad to life at Arizona State University. Let's hear her story from her.
So originally in India, I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. That's where I was situated. I'm born and brought up in Ahmedabad. I did my undergrad from Nirma University, and it was B.Tech in Information Technology. So my majors was IT, and I had my minors in finance as well, because I was always interested into how technology and management and finance works together. So that's a bit about my education back in India. And when we talk about when did I decided to move to US, so I have my brother who moved to States in 2010, and I always used to hear stories about him, the kind of opportunities he used to got and what all things he got to learn over in US. So when I initially after my 12th grade, I gave my SATs to come to US, but then again it was a very young age to move to the States. I was not even 18. Yeah. So after that, then I got a good university back in India. So I decided to stay there, learn some of the core fundamentals of IT, and then moved to US for my higher studies. He came to States way back before I came, right? It was 15 years, and the process was very different. And me being from a computer science background, so even US has always been my first choice since my 12th grade. The first thing I did was I researched about US, Canada, and Netherlands. This were my 3 top countries that I wanted to go, US being my first choice. I researched about different universities and the opportunities that you get at each of those countries, and then US standard out to be the best one for me. Mm-hmm. When talking about how to go about deciding which university and how I researched about it, so the first thing I did was I researched about different courses. So I had 2 options. I looked into computer science course, that was core fundamentals. I looked up into the course called Management and Information Systems, MIS. I went through the courses of both this, difference between both these courses, and then initially decided that, okay, I want to pursue with computer science. After deciding what actual field I want to go into, I then dived into different locations, about universities into different locations. And after that, I shortlisted 3 states being California, Texas, and Arizona, those 3 states. And then I chose different universities, and I chose ASU. I'm currently pursuing my master's in computer science at Arizona State University over here. And the reason I decided to go with ASU was they give a lot of potential to do your own research work. I work as a research analyst at one of the labs, and at a later point of my career, I want to pursue my PhD. So it was the best fit for me. Okay. So the 3 key things were the coursework, the professor, and the way I was able to do research at ASU. So it was a tragic story. I had 3 offers for my summer internship. So summer internship starts in May, right? And I had 3 offers way back in November, and it was all set and prepared. So I visited India in March to visit my parents. And 2 days before I was about to leave from India, I got an email from the offer that I eventually went with. I had to reject the other 2 offers, right? When you select one of those. Yeah. And I got an email from my manager. She's like, hey, can we jump on a quick call? And then you know what? Our whole team is laid off, and we cannot pursue, we cannot continue with our internship. I was like, I am in India. I do not know what to do. I am supposed to start my internship in a month. And it was a lot of mistake. I did not know how I would go further, because by March, most of the internships are filled up here in US. So it was quite difficult. So two of those days, I was very tense what to do. Then I decided, okay, now I have had a good amount of networking done by going to different conferences. I had my mentor, my professor at my university. His name is Professor David Jarvis. He helped me a lot. He was a mentor to me. So after I came back to the States, next day itself, I scheduled a meeting with him. I sat down with him. So this all happened. I started reaching out to my connections on LinkedIn and all the people I've met at different conferences. Even I talked with my interviewer at the company where my internship got revoked, right? And she also helped me a lot. And in a span of 15 days, I was able to secure 2 more interviews. And one of them was through my interviewer at the company, and the other one was through my professor. And in 15 days, I went through 3 to 4 rounds of interviews, and I was finally able to get an offer. So it was a tragic story. It had its own ups and downs, but I got to learn a lot. And honestly, the company where I'm interning right now, the culture over there is really great. Got to learn and work into the teams that I want to, and even extended my internship from summer into fall. So, like everything that happens for good. So Grace Hoppers Conference is basically like one of the biggest conference for women in tech. It also has a subpart in India. It's called the GHCI conference. So since I was back in India, I was always looking forward to attend one of these. And like my first conference was last year. I attended it in person, Florida. I was there as an attendee itself. And my main motive was to network with people. There were different keynote sessions and talks and different level of labs, which I attended and also contributed to some open source projects. And I went to the career fair and got an internship. It was a really great experience and it helped me a lot to, improve upon my resume, improve upon my skill set and, think out of the box and literally just go out there and put myself out there. So this year again, like honestly, this is my second year at Grace Hoppers and I got a grant from my university to attend it. So like it's completely free for me. I have everything from my university. Yeah, and like because of what all work I've done earlier, I was selected to be a mentor for the people who are going to attend Grace Hoppers for the first time. So since past 2 months, I've been mentoring new people who are going to come. So I do one-on-one meetings with them. I help them solve their queries. I organized my own session that was about navigating GHC 2023. And if I would have seen myself a year back, I would have never imagined me doing that. So Grace Hopper played an important role in my life when it comes about, being so much extrovert, talking to people and just putting yourself out there, networking with so many people. And I believe in US, networking helps a lot. This events, like the conferences that you go to, like this is going to be my 4th conference in the States since I moved here. And it has always been an amazing experience. Like the kind of people you meet from all over the world with different experience levels and the way they think. So yeah, that's what Grace Hopper is about. And I'm so excited to be here again. I work for reviewing in 2 different sectors. One of them is like the scholarship reviewer for Grace Hoppers Conference itself. I volunteer over there. And the second one is I work as a grant reviewer from my university too. So basically people willing to go to different conferences or willing to take up some extra courses, our university helps provide them grants so that students do not miss on opportunities. So I got this opportunity to be a scholarship reviewer by one of the people that I again met at Grace Hoppers Conference. I was talking about how, I can give back to the community and like you'll meet a lot of great women in tech over here. Like you'll see women excelling in different fields. And that's when I decided that I should give back to the community. I applied, I filled out a form. I had I wrote some answers about how my experience before would eventually help it. So back in India, my first at-home unpaid internship was to, work from home. It was a US-based company and they used to give me papers written by students of 11th and 12th grade. I used to review them, find out spell check errors. And that how from finding errors in 11th, 12th grade students to, actually reviewing scholarships. So that has been my journey and transition. And talking about what all things I looked into an application. So there are 3 main things. The first thing is does the person who's applying for a scholarship actually know what the scholarship stands for? Do they know what's the importance? If it's for a university, does they know everything about the university? They should have their own kind of research work done.
Right.
The second thing is they should show their motivation to learn new things. It's okay. There are a lot of things that most of us won't know and we're here to learn and, try out different things. So there should be that clear motivation and the clear, they should be focused into their roles. That's the second important thing. And the third thing that we see is their awareness and their desire to actually give back to the community as well. So these are the 3 key aspects. Even when we get this training of doing reviewing, these are the 3 main things that we score our applications basis of.
From losing and finding an internship, being featured on Times Square, being invited to Grace Hoppers Conference, and becoming a scholarship reviewer, Priyal has done it all without holding herself back.
So the first thing I will say is don't be scared to apply and don't procrastinate. I remember my time while applying, I used to procrastinate a lot. Am I doing the right thing? Am I getting the right answer? What if people will have better answers? It's not like that. It's okay to have failures. It's okay to show about it and work onto it. So I will just suggest that never be shy to ask for guidance and just don't procrastinate, overthink. and put yourself out there. And if you are being natural, it will all work out for you.
So that was Priyal's story. If you want to kickstart your journey to study abroad, make sure you reach out to our experts by clicking on the link in the description box below. I'll see you next time.